Hey honeys, welcome back to another makeup tutorial. My name is Kay by KKB and I'm an expert makeup artist, well retired now, and makeup educator. In today's tutorial, we'll be doing this beautiful Kim Kardashian look. I'll pin it somewhere above so you see it. Kim Kardashian went somewhere recently and she had this makeup look and it was requested, so here I am, here to deliver. So let's get right into it. Oh, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss any of my uploads. I'll be uploading at least once a week on Sundays, okay? So let's get right into it. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna start with the brows, okay? And for the brows, I'm just going to brush them up and around. I've found that recently, the best way to really brush your brow is at the front, you can brush it up, but then you just literally follow how the eyebrow hairs naturally grow. So my own grows to the side, going towards the tail. So I'm just gonna brush it to the side, going towards the tail. Okay? Always follow the direction that the hair grows in. Next thing I'm gonna be doing is some concealer. So I'm just grabbing my Care Beauty concealer in shade number 5. Okay? And I'm just getting some on the back of my hand like this. And then I'm just gonna go in to the concealer, get a good amount on the brush. You want to really saturate your brush back and forth with the concealer so that it just glides when you're applying it. And then you want to go right in with it. Okay, so look, you just go right in it with it. For this tutorial, I'll be starting right after the front of the brow, so right here, and I'm gonna go right to the tail. Okay, so watch me. So basically what I did there was I applied the concealer all below the brow, okay? So watch me again. Apply the concealer all below the brow. And then you can use tiny strokes to drag it towards the tail. If it's hard for you to do one straight line, never do a straight line. You always want to kind of just create strokes and go towards the tail. And then, let me make sure my brow shape is correct. Make sure you really define the tail properly, okay? Take your time with this. Then you want to pull down the concealer, because this concealer that we're pulling down is going to act as eyeshadow primer, okay? And it's going to be easier for us to blend out the concealer when it's dragged down. And as you can see, this shade here is like two shades lighter, because Kim Kardashian had a nice little highlight by her brow bone, so we want to replicate that. And by applying a concealer that's 2 shades lighter, we'll get a bit of a brow pop and a brow lift, okay? So you definitely want to do that. And you know, let's see how this makeup turns out. If the person had requested this look like 2 days earlier, I would have done my hair the way how Kim Kardashian kind of had it in the picture. So I'm kind of annoyed about that, because I was like, oh my god, that would have been so cool, but it's okay. Right, so you see? Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. Right, so this brush that I'm using is from Makeup Designery. Is that how you say it? Yeah, Makeup Designery, MUD. And it's it's made in Italy. And it's the 410 brush, okay? If you're wondering about brushes. Now, when I'm finished that, I'm just gonna clean off my brush. Clean it off, because it looks here like Kim Kardashian. It seems like her eyebrows had some cleaning up above. So I'm gonna clean up above my brows as well, okay? And to do this, I'm going to use a concealer that matches my skin tone a bit more. So try to grab a concealer that matches your skin tone for this section. Okay, guys? I'm just going to grab me 1 second. All right, so I actually can't find my concealer that matches my skin tone. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm mixing in a foundation with a concealer to mimic the shade, right, of my skin tone a bit. So just mixing in. That was like Macao. Not that it really matters, but yeah, I'm not even gonna tell you. So foundation, I'm just mixing like a concealer color that will more match my skin a bit more. Okay, sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you get darker and your makeup don't match anymore. And sometimes you just don't have what you need to use, so you just make it work. So see, I just blended 2 colors together. And this brush is one of my favorite brushes. It's from P. Louis. And this is the 7072 brush. And I like it because it's flat. And when you put concealer on it, it just thins out, and it's perfect for cut creases, but it's also going to be perfect for carving out above the brow over the brush that I just used. This is going to be better, like a more of a concealer brush. Yeah, that's going to be better. So watch me. So basically you just want to hold your brush flat against the skin and take your time, stay close to the brow shape and go towards the tail. Now for me, because I naturally have a gap here, I'm just going to pretend like the gap is filled in and just go around it, okay? See, like this. See? So I didn't go in my gap. I left the gap open because I'm going to have to fill in that region. Oh, this is so fun. This part of the makeup is literally like art. Like you have to take your time. You know what I mean? You have to take your time and like carve out your brows. So the main thing here is that you want to stay right above the brow shape. And you want to just basically like create an outline around the where the brow should be. This is just going to help to map out the brow and make you know where to fill in and make it like neater before, you know what I mean? It's like tracing out the brow before you start. It's a different technique, but you know, we have to switch it up. You know, we can't come in here every week and do the same thing, you know what I mean? All right, next thing now. All right, so now I'm just going to be grabbing this brush. This brush is from Jessup. It's from the Jessup brush set. Oh my God, value for money. The brushes are so good. This is what it looks like, the Jessup brush set. You can get it on Amazon. Yeah. Let me know if y'all want me to link it below because I can. Okay. All right, cool. So now that we have that, we're just going to go in the center and blend like this. Please don't blend this into your brow shape at the front because it's just going to make your brows look shorter. We don't really want that, okay? And then you're just going to go above the brows and just brush away that concealer that you just applied there, okay? And how you want to blend this out is start by the edge. Always blend out the edge first, diffuse out the edge. You see how nice that looks? Then you can go in the center of the concealer and then just brush back and forth. You know, you're just rubbing it away. Yeah. Now for underneath the brow, you want to go by the edge as well and just kind of bring this color down. Make sure this color is not too light, because some of y'all just be doing the most. When you make the colors too light or too dark, like differently from your skin tone, it just makes it harder to blend. So always try to not go more than 2 to 3 shades lighter or darker for any color you're using on your face, okay? Skin tone wise, yeah. Like as it relates to your skin tone. If it's like an eyeshadow, you want dark eyeshadow, that's different. But you know, like I'm talking about like for the products on the skin. I hope that makes sense. Right, so now that we have that nice and blended. Ooh! No, let's do the brows first. I was going to tell you something, but it's not time for that yet. Okay, so next for the brows. Ooh, her brows are so beautiful. For the brows, let me think how I want to do this now. I'm going to use some brow gel. Actually, she doesn't even look like she had brow gel. She don't even look like she had brow gel in her brows, but we can put a little. This is the Refy brow gel. And I'm just getting a little bit at the front because I see that the front of her brows are well defined. Like you're seeing the hair strokes by the front. So I'm just doing that to help my brows to kind of give that fluffy look. I by no means I don't have brows like Kim Kardashian. She has gorgeous brows and a gorgeous face. She's gorgeous in general. Yeah, so I don't have that type of full brow, so we're gonna have to try kind of build up my brow to look like hers. So this is what I'm gonna be using today. I'm gonna be using the NYX Lift and Snatch brow tint pen in espresso. And now that we've outlined our brows, guys, your brow should already be waxed, threaded. What's the other thing that they do? Shaved. You need to already have it kind of done so that you kind of can get the look, because Kim Kardashian has very defined brows. She looked like she went to Anastasia Beverly Hills and got them plucked before or something. They're very, very neat. So make sure you have that before you attempt to do this, okay? Because it's going to make the makeup look nicer. So now I have the pen. I'm just going to be going where I have the gaps, because I like to start by filling in my gaps first. Let me make sure someone have no hunger line. Yeah. And I'm just going to create tiny hair strokes, like, you know, to pretend like I have hair in that area. So I'm just going to go right in with it. Yeah, and what I love about the brow pen is that I don't know, I don't know how to explain it, but it gives more of a softer type of look. You see what I mean? So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other brows. I just filled in the arch, as you guys can see. I'm just gonna go to the other side and fill in the gap region in my arch as well. So this is the part where you're only filling in where you need it, and I'm just barely flicking the brush. The key to using the brow pens is to have a very light hand. If it's the first time using it, you want to start out by working it on the back of your hand to kind of gauge how much pressure you need to use. Because if you're going too hard and press with this, guess what you're gonna get? A big black mark. It's gonna look like literally a pen mark. It's gonna look very unnatural and bad. So my brow pen is kind of finishing too, but I'm just gonna make it work. Yeah. So Kim Kardashian in this makeup look has very defined, she has a very defined arch. So now I'm just making sure to thicken up my arch to mimic hers, okay? So this is the time where you want to kind of look at your makeup, step back to make sure that you're having a nice arch. Take your time with the brows, because the brows in this look, I'm not gonna lie to you, the brows is a really big component of what's giving it that fierceness. See, I'm just kind of defining my arch a bit more. Yeah. You guys know that Makeup by RL, he takes like 45 minutes to do brows on Kylie Jenner. So I don't want to hear y'all at home getting frustrated because y'all brows not coming out good. Like, if Makeup by RL, who does the Kardashians makeup, taking 45 minutes to just do brows, then have some grace. You know what I mean? Like, relax, calm down. Like, calm down. Like, makeup is literally self-care. You shouldn't even be doing this type of makeup in a rush. So yeah, that looked good. Hold on, because I think I kind of like, if you kind of like go over your concealer outline, you can just go back in with the concealer brush and clean it up. So I think I'm okay with these brows for now. They're soft, they're filled in, and we're gonna move on to the next step. All right, so the next thing we're gonna be doing is eyeshadow. And for eyeshadow, oh, this eyeshadow is so pretty. It's so pretty. Sorry guys. I'm gonna be using the Pillowy, what is this, the brow base? What am I saying? This is the eyeshadow base. Which shade is this one? I have to check Amazon, but it's like one of the light shades. And I'm just gonna get this all over my eyelid. Very important. So when you're doing these type of professional type of makeup looks, you want your eyeshadow to be very pigmented, and that's the whole purpose of the eyeshadow base. It's gonna help to make your eyeshadow more pigmented, and it's gonna make it blend more easily and make it more long wearing, okay? Make it last longer. So just got some of that, and I'm just gonna go for a concealer brush, you see? One like this. And I'm just gonna get some on the back of my hand like this. I'm just gonna apply it all over the eyelid, okay? Right, so because we already applied the concealer beneath the brow bone, you kind of don't need to put too much in that area. And I don't want you to go too crazy and put too much in the front region right here either. Especially if you're dark. You see, the darker you are, the more you want this to be like a bit darker. So say if you're like Gabrielle Union skin tone, you probably want to use one like this, because they have them in different shades, but you want to use one that's a tad bit darker so that it doesn't come out looking too ashy, you know what I mean? Yeah, you want to get one that's more like a nude for your skin tone, you know what I mean? Nude, but like it should still have brightness to it, but it cannot be this white, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I mean. See, let me show you. All right, look now. This is MAC paint pot called Laying Low. This is also eyeshadow primer. But as you can see, this one, you see? So say if you're darker than me, you can use something like this. See, if I put it beside my eye, you can see the difference. I hope you can see, you know, that it's more like, it has more of a color to it. A brown, like a brownish color to it, yeah. Because I know, I got you guys. I know that is people of all different skin tones watching. There's people all over the world watching. So we have to, you know, give tips to accommodate everybody, okay? So I'm just gonna get some on the other eye. Yeah, so after you get it on, remember you don't need to you don't need to put too much higher on the brow bone. And you just want to blend it out gently, especially at the front region here, because we don't want that white to be coming here, making it look unnatural, okay? So always remember, don't put too much of the primer here. And don't put too much on the brow bone either, especially if it's like a different color from the concealer. You don't want it to like mess up the nice natural brow bone that we have going there, okay? And I'm just making sure the front is blended nicely, the back is blended nicely. And the more you blend, the more it dries. So that's really good. So we want to kind of just blend on it so that it dries, okay? Now for this look, I'm going to be using the Pillowy eyeshadow palette. Oh my god, this is a beauty. Like trust me, it was like I came up with this palette. How beautiful it is. Look at this. Like if I was a little girl, I'd be playing in this every day. Look at all the colors. So you get these and you get these. It's beautiful. The colors are pigmented. It has this nice big mirror. Definitely want to get this. In the description, there's going to be my link tree. There is a link to get this palette discounted if you click on the link. So definitely you want to get this. It's called If the Crown Fits by Pillowy, okay? Beautiful. Great. If you're a makeup artist, even better. Even better. But it's so girly. Like, why would you not want this? It's actually like cheap too. I think it's just like $35 for this value. Amazing, right? All right, so first things first, we want to grab an eyeshadow blending brush. So that's what this looks like. This is the Morphe M433 brush. This is called a blending brush because we're going to use this to blend the crease, okay? Oh, but you know what? We have to make sure that we set this eyeshadow primer in because it feels a little wet. And if it's wet, it will start to affect our eyeshadow, make it come out a bit blotchy. So I'm just going to grab... Let me see here. I'm just gonna grab this color here. It's called Baroness. This color here, it's like a nudie. And I'm just gonna pat it gently, just a little bit, all over. We're just trying to dry up the eye region, especially like me because I have hooded eyes. It'll be very reflective if I don't mat it down. Alright, any of you guys have hooded eyes? Please let me know in the comments. Sometimes I feel left out, like am I the only one with hooded eyes? Cool. All right, now for the eyes, because Kim Kardashian, her eye makeup is very sharp and going like this, I'm going to see if I can put some tape towards the end of my eyes to help me when I'm blending my eyeshadow to not make it fall out of the region and to also make it look sharp at the edges. But here what, I don't actually have tape. Look at my tape finish. So I kind of just had these hand palettes, these disposable, it's like a little sticker that you put on the back of your hand, like a palette, and you just peel it off and throw it away when you finish with it. Yeah, so I kind of just cut a piece off because I'm going to see if I can create me a little tape. Okay, so let me see if I can get this to stick here. All right, so got it off on one side. I'm just gonna get the straight edge like this. This is kind of long though, my gosh. But we're gonna work with it. We're gonna work with it. Oh, it feels very comfortable too. Okay. All right, got the other piece. I'm just gonna stick it here. So basically, let me tell you how I want you to put it. You see this part of your eye here, the fat part called the aegasoul? I want it to get it in line with the right beneath the fat part. You see? So from here going up, we kind of want to leave space because we're going to smoke out this region here and bring it up like this. So this, I don't know what to call this. Like the Asians call it the aegasoul. The aegasoul here, the fat part. Yeah. Line it up with the end part of the bottom of the fat part. And yeah, bring it up towards the temple. So right here. See? Right. Just make sure this is correct. Yeah, this is correct. But let me just make sure, double check because it's very important. Oh, this is hurting. It's very important, the shape. Also, if you have sensitive skin, you probably want to, if you're using regular tape, take off some of the stickiness on the back of your hand first before you do this, so that when you pull it off, it doesn't hurt your skin, okay? Cool. All right, so we're gonna start. Okay, so I actually picked up another eyeshadow blending brush, because remember, any eyeshadow blending brush is the one that is fat. It's fluffy on the end, it's kind of long and fluffed out. Yeah, that's what we use, and we're gonna use this to blend in the crease region. If you don't know the crease is this region here right beneath the brow bone, okay? If you have hooded eyes like me, just press into the eye socket, and right in the socket, right below the brow bone, that's where your crease is. That's where I want you to blend. And when you blend, I want you to start blending from the tape onto the eye. So we're going to do 2 ways of blending. We're going to blend back and forth like this in windshield wiper motions, or you can do tiny circular motions, okay? All right, ready. So the first color I'm going to be using is called Triumph. Is this little color here. For the first color, they call this a transitional color, and we don't want anything that's going to be too dark, okay? Because if you start out too dark, what are you going to do after that? You know, so you must always start with a color that's like kind of tan, kind of orangey, kind of peachy, you know, those type of vibes. And you want to put that lighter color in the crease first, and then we can go darker and darker if you want, okay? All right, so watch now. So just gonna swirl the brush into the eyeshadow, tap off the excess like this, okay? I want a lot of product though, so I'm just bringing for a lot. And always brush off or pat off the excess product so it doesn't fall everywhere, okay? Now look. So start on the tape. And I'm doing small circular motions. So I'm starting on the tape, because this is going to help to give that nice sharp edge. And I'm actually bringing it like this. So from the tail of the brow, where the tape is beside the tail of the brow, I'm kind of just bringing it like this down towards the crease, because that's going to give us that nice foxy shape, okay? Okay, now we're going to do small circular motions towards the front of the eye. Alright, so we're just doing small circular motions, and you can alternate between small circular motions and windshield wiper motions. The main thing here is that you want to be really light with your brush. It should feel like a feather. So this is how it should feel. This is the type of pressure. Barely any pressure. Shouldn't be this. If you do this, it's not gonna look good. Your brush bristles should barely be bending. You understand? That's how you're gonna get a flawless blend that doesn't have a whole bunch of what's that thing called again? Streaks, yeah. Or like unblended lines, yeah, without harshness, yeah, that's what I should say. And if you have a little bit of eye space like me, you want to keep it low. Try not to make your circles too big, because the bigger you make your blending circles is the higher it's going to go, and it's going to get into this brow bone color, and we want that, okay? So we don't want to blend too high up. Hope everything is clear so far, okay? So look again. Get a hunger line, hold on. Okay. So back and forth, and small tiny circles. So the small tiny circles is just to kind of help you to blend it out if you're not seeing the color blend out nicely. Okay, but for the most part, you can just go back and forth like this and be very gentle. Another thing is, if you want your blend to be really professional, you want to hold the edge of the brush. The closer you hold the brush to the front is the more pressure. But remember, we want less pressure, so you want to hold the brush towards the end of you want to hold the brush towards the tail, towards the end of the brush, yeah, for less pressure. And you kind of want to blend it directly onto your eye, so like this rather than like this, okay? It's okay if you have a slight bend in the brush, but try as much to get it pointing directly onto the eyelid as possible, okay? Now, so here's the next thing. If you guys are having issues, if your blend is coming out harsh because you pressed too hard, you didn't follow my instructions, you need to follow my instructions. But if that happened, you can just grab a clean blending brush, or you can just wipe out your blending brush really clean and just go by the edge where there's harshness and just blend back and forth. So basically a clean brush is going to act as an eraser or like a diffuser. It's going to make the edge, like, it's going to soften it out more. So that's how you kind of can fix that error, okay? And if you want the color more pigmented, we're just going to go back in again, okay? All right, cool. All right, so the next thing I noticed about the makeup look is that it seems like they bring the brown to the front of the eye. So you can bring this transition color. Hopefully color is not looking too unnatural, you know what I mean? Because this is like a brown. It has a bit of peach in it, but it's still kind of browny looking, so it look kind of realistic. Yeah, so you can bring that to the front of your brow, like below the front of your brow, and kind of bring it right here, this region here, onto like your nose bridge. So don't worry about it. It might look a little weird now, but it's gonna come together later, okay? Trust the process. I'm here with you to guide you along, so you don't need to worry. See, so when you're blending the eyeshadow in the front of the brow, this is a way of meshing the components of your makeup together. So this is like bringing your makeup look together, your eyeshadow blending into your eyebrow. It's just, you know, it's just one of those things that make the makeup look more professional. Okay? So like this. Cool? Alright, so for the next color, I'm just going to be grabbing the next eyeshadow blending brush that I have here, but this one is smaller because we're going to be blending a smaller region now. Now we're going to incorporate she has like some darkness going from here out to here. So we're going to like deepen the color. So now is the time where we're going to start building up the brown to like a darker brown. So the brown that she has there seems more like of a cool brown. It doesn't look too red or too orange. So I'm just going in for this cool brown. It's called Royal Key. Hopefully it's not too dark. Royal Key. And watch what we're going to do now. So we're going to blend it from here, like the middle of the crease, out to the end of the crease. And you want to keep this low in the crease so that it doesn't blend up high, because we definitely don't want these dark colors going high towards the arch of the brow, okay? You take your time. Take your time. Move slowly. Blend in small, tiny regions, okay? Keep the eyeshadow low, very important. For this, I'm just doing back and forth motions for now. And I'm just applying it on very gently, especially because I have hooded eyes. I have to be careful. Now I'm bringing it up beside the tape. I'm bringing it up like this, you know, because it's going to give the eye a nice shape. Alright, so cool. Let's see. Okay, so now we have the color on. Now we're gonna work on blending out the edge of that dark brown. So now we're gonna wipe out all the product out of the brush using a clean napkin. Now we're gonna go very small, tiny circular motions right by the edge, okay? Where you see any harshness. Because we want to make sure that this eyeshadow look really blended nicely. But here's the thing. So when y'all see these people doing these very intricate makeup looks, they take hours. Come to find out, there's this one girl, she be doing makeup looks for 6, 8 hours, 10 hours. Like what? I was like, wait, hold up. Y'all just be... So I'm like, wait. I don't have... Like, I need to get my life together. I don't be investing that much time doing makeup for content. Like, hold up. Should I be doing more? Yeah. So, take your time. That's the moral. Okay, so now I'm going for more product. Because the key to professional looking makeup is pigment, okay? Pigment. Vibrancy. Okay? So, we're just going to add a bit more. Just a bit more. Because sometimes because I have an online makeup school that I'm in the process of closing out, because I want to just give you all the knowledge for free on YouTube. But I find that sometimes when people are blending the eyeshadow, it's not pigmented enough because they're like scared. Like that's the key. You have to always go back and add more. Go back and add more. Especially if you want it to pop in pictures. You want it to pop when you look in the mirror like, ooh, this looks nice. You want to just be so obsessed with the makeup that by the end of the night you don't want to take it off. Yeah, that's the key. To add more product. But you don't just add a whole bunch of product at once. You add little by little and you build it up. That's how makeup artists do it, okay? Note small tiny circles. All right, and you see I'm not cutting out anything because I really want you to see like how much effort it takes, like minimally, to get it to look flawless, okay? All right, so now guys, obviously like I'm doing the makeup that will pop against my skin tone, right? So say if you're lighter than me, you probably don't need to use such a dark color. Maybe you can use like a color like this instead, right? Say if you're like Caucasian. Say if you're like in the range of my skin tone, 1 shade lighter, 2 shade darker, 2 shade lighter, it can work, you know, these colors are, actually no, if you're like 2 shades darker than me, this can work. But say if you're like, I don't know, dark like Lupita or something, you have to find a darker color, okay? You have to use a deeper color, so you'd have to use something like this, something like, you know what I mean? So just gauge the colors based on your skin tone. And if you try something and it look too light, top up the color, top up the shade of the color a bit. And if you try something and look too dark, stop where you're at, brush off the product. So that's why you should go in little by little so you can see right away like if the color is working for you, okay? Cool. All right, so guess what guys, we don't need to go any darker. That's the darkest eyeshadow that we're going to be using. Now to make sure that the two colors are blended, the transition color and the darker brown, we're just going to go back in with the transition color and the brush red used to apply the transition color. Tap off the excess and you just want to go right by the edge where the two colors meet, and you just do windshield wiper motions, but be very gentle, okay? Because we don't want to make this color blend up too high, so you don't want to be pressing too hard, okay? And this is how you get a nice smooth transition. Guys, I'm so proud of myself because you know what, I was never an eyeshadow wearing type of person. And I love that recently I've just decided to just step out of my box and just try something new, you know what I mean? Sometimes in life you have to step out of your box and try something new. If you don't like it, you don't like it, but how are you going to know if you don't try it, you know what I mean? So I'm very proud of myself for doing this. Daily wins, guys, daily wins. All right, so cool. Now you have those two colors blended nicely. We can move on to the next thing. So here's the thing. It seems like Kim Kardashian has the dark brown eyeshadow on her eyelid as well. So this is the crease, this is the eyelid. The eyelid is the region here that usually shows, but because I've hooded eyes, it might not show as much. So it seems like she has some of the same dark brown towards the end of the lid. So we're just gonna go in and grab that same dark brown on the same brush that we had used, but now we're patting on the side of the brush. So on the side like this to build up the color, right? Because we want the color to be very pigmented towards the side of the eye. So that's why we're just pressing, we're just patting, we're just getting the product on the side of the brush and just pressing. Because when you press like this, it's going to build up the pigmentation faster. Yeah. Right, so once you have that, also please make sure that buy tape is very defined with eyeshadow, because that's going to give us that nice sharp look, right? Now we're going to move on. All right, so now I'm gonna go, let me tell you something. I'm gonna go in, I was using the Pillowy eyeshadow base, but because it takes too long to dry, I don't have time for that, so I'm gonna be using the MAC paint pot instead. This one is called Soft Ochre. Oh, it brings back memories, MAC days. I used to use this all the time when I used to work at MAC. Alright, cool. So now we need to get a flat brush. Oh, remember this pillowy brush that I said is one of my favorites? I'm just going to clean it out because I'm going to be using this to carve nail to crease. This is not a cut crease look, but because it's just going to look neater if you just carve out the eyelid region and apply that brighter color, because it seems like she has like a matte light nude, like a creamy nude color at the front. So I'm just going to get some of this soft ochre on this pillowy 72 brush. And now, very important, you want to open your eyes and look at how your crease is, your eyelid is, and you want to follow the shape. Because sometimes I find that when people doing the eyelid color, look at me doing foolishness because I'm like trying to talk and do this at the same time. Yeah, I find that sometimes when people are trying to cut the crease out, the shape is not right. Like you have to look at the way how there's naturally like a curvature. You can't just be doing like a straight line or something, you know what I mean? To kind of look at what you're doing. Okay, so watch me now. You really know to make me cry when you give me those ocean eyes. I can't really sing, guys, I'm sorry. Alright, cool. Okay, come again. So this eyeshadow, we don't want it to, this eye primer, we only want it to go towards the pupil, the center of the eye. We don't want it to pass this region here, okay? And also, if you don't have any eyeshadow primer, that's fine. Just use concealer, okay? A concealer is light enough. Alright, so this is where I'm going to stop. Right here by the center of the eye, by the pupil. So I'm just following the natural curvature of my eye. But the only thing is that because I've hooded eyes, I just kind of went above it just a tad bit. Because I don't really have that much of a big, beautiful eyelid, okay? I mean, my eyelid is beautiful, but it's just not that big. Because it be that way sometimes. Alright, guys, so now we have that. We're going to move on. And now we're gonna get an what do they call this brush again? Eyeshadow brush, eye packer brush. So they have different names of calling the eyelid brush. So this is a brush that you use to apply the eyeshadow on the eyelid. They call it eye packer, they call it eye shader, they call it all type of things, okay? So this is the eye packer brush from Morphe in shade, rainbow shade. The eye packer brush from Morphe M302. Yeah, that's the name of the brush, M302. So we're just gonna get a nice, let me see, we need a nice nudie. Ah, this is pretty. Gonna get this color, it's called Folklore. Yeah. Really saturate the product on one side of the brush, tap off the excess, and now we're just gonna apply it over the eyeshadow primer, okay? Pretty. Alright, so now I'm looking at Kim Kardashian's eyeshadow, and it's actually it's darker than that. So I'm just going to darken the color a bit. So I'm just going to mix Folklore with Poison Apple, which is this one here. Because, yeah, want the colors to kind of match what Kim Kardashian has going on, okay? So that color was looking more white. We needed something a bit more nudie, creamy nudie, you know what I mean? Yeah. So me mixing in poison apple. Yeah. Mixing it in with it would work. But I felt like if I put just this color alone, this new color I'm using, it would be too dark. But yeah, we needed to darken up the color, so that's why I'm using it. Yeah. Ah, yeah. That's better. That's better. Alright, so now we're gonna clean out that same brush. Let me think, hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, actually, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go back. Remember the same first brush that we're using? We're gonna go back into the first transition color, which is Triumph, and we're gonna pat that in the center of the dark color on the lid and the light color on the lid. So yeah, she has a transition on her eyelid as well. So we just pat the side of the brush, okay? Look, grab the color. You see when I pat the color, you're seeing more of the peachy tone to the color. It's so pretty. But here's the thing, after you pat it, you kind of want to go back and forth like this to kind of diffuse out the color. Because you don't want it to look too orange, you know what I mean? You just want it to look very kind of subtle, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Cool. Alright, so now for the eyeliner, she has a nice, cute little black wing. It's a thin wing. It's very feminine, very soft. So we're just gonna go in with this black eyeliner to do a very thin wing. But here's the thing. This eyeliner here is the thinnest eyeliner that I've ever bought. Look at how tiny. I don't know if you can see. Look at how tiny. You see? It is the most sharpest, tiniest eyeliner ever. So it's gonna really help me to create a very thin line. Okay, so how I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna start out here because I have hooded eyes. There's a certain way that I have to do my wing liner so that it shows. So this is how you do it, and you don't actually have to have hooded eyes to do this. It just helps a lot if you have hooded eyes. Yeah. So we're just gonna go by the end of the eye and look where the crease is. So you see my crease is right here. See? Where you see the little crease, little hood? Yeah. And I'm just going to create a dot right in line with the hood right here. Right, so we have a little dot, and then we're just going to go by the end of the eye right here. Like by the lash line, like where the lash line ends. Right. And you create a dot. So see, you have two little dots now. Now we're going to create a triangle. So now we're going to go up. Actually, draw a line down from the tape. Then I'm going to draw a line. So now we're connecting dots, right? So now I'm going to draw a line from the tape to the top dot. Yeah. Now that we have that, we can just fill in. We can just connect the two dots together. Honestly, my mirror so far. Now we're just gonna fill in the gap region there, like this. Yeah, and then when you finish doing that now, I'm just gonna create a line here. Oh man. So how you wanna do this is you wanna stretch your skin like this, and then keep the liner on the lash line. To bring my mirror closer, because boy, I can't really see what I'm doing. Okay. Right, so basically I just created tiny strokes and made like a connected dot line from the end of the lash line going straight to the front of the eye. And the thinner the better, okay? The thinner the better. Now for the other eye, I start by the front. So you can basically do it whichever way is more comfortable for you. If it's more comfortable for you to start drawing a line from the front to the tail, this is just for the eyeliner on the eye. For the wing, that's separate, okay? Yeah, you can just do it from the front if it's easier for you, or from the back if it's easier for you. But main thing is that you just want to stretch the skin, close the eyes, put the mirror in front of you kind of low, and take your time and stay on the lash line. Yep. So now that we're finished with the eyes, we're gonna move on to skincare. Ooh, I'm gonna show you guys the actual skincare that I use. And this one is called Herbal Face Food. Literally, this is the most potent antioxidant, anti-aging skincare on the market. It's very pricey, but I've been able to get you guys a discount code for 50% off. So if you run and go get it now, you can get it for 50% off. Unlike me, when I bought it, I had to pay full price. So definitely check it out. Very jealous that you guys got the 50% discount and I didn't. So basically, I have the soap. It's a bar soap, and I tell you, it's so good. It doesn't dry your skin, but somehow it cleans your face so well as well. And it gets rid of hyperpigmentation. That's like the black spots. I used to have a lot of black spots because I went and did a detox once. I don't know if you guys know, but if sometimes when you detox, your skin is like pushing out the toxins. So my face broke out really badly from that detox, and I had acne scars. And when I tell you, this got rid of them. So good. When you apply it, it smells like you're in a luxury spa, by the way. It smells really good. And when you apply it, it turns tingly, and literally it's like it helps the blood flow in your skin. Because I don't know if you know, the blood flow is what's going to help the nutrients to get to your skin. But yeah, I really, really love this one. It's literally made from only plants, because nowadays I'm trying to like minimize the amount of chemicals I put on my body and in my body, because I don't know if you know, anything that you put on the surface of your skin gets absorbed into your skin as well. So this one is literally nourishing your skin on a cellular level. Okay, so this is why it works so well. This is the only skincare products I've ever used that didn't break me out. The rest of them, I've tried it all. I've tried all the ones that the dermatologists on Instagram recommend. I've tried it. I've tried recommendation from clients. I've tried recommendation from esthetician. It's like the hit or miss. So no, I don't know. It doesn't work for me, but this works for me. And this is not even like, I wanted to share with you because it's literally like the best. Yeah, so this one now is called the Cure, and it's perfect because after you apply the serum, you apply the Cure, and this is like a treatment. So you put it on spots. So this is where I would put like my dark spots, or this is where I'd put like on my forehead, because I have a lot of sun damage on my forehead, because from living in Jamaica, I would walk around a lot in the sun, and in the sun is hitting your forehead directly. So I naturally just, well, not naturally, but since a long time, I always had like sun damage on my forehead, like fine lines on my forehead. And when I tell you, you can tell my forehead looks really shiny and nice. It really smooth out my skin. So I love it, guys. I love it. The only thing is that make sure, and this is for any skincare product, make sure that you exfoliate 2 times a week. You know what I mean? So that the skin can absorb the product properly. If you don't do this, no skincare product is going to work for you. That's something I had to learn. So that's why it's important to try to get a facial once a month. And if you can't, you should be exfoliating. So if you guys want me to share with you the exfoliant that I use, I can show you in the next video. So let me know down below if you want to know what I use to exfoliate my skin, to make sure that these products are getting absorbed into my skin nicely. So yeah, the code is gonna be down below, so check it out, get the products quickly before the link expires. Okay, cool. So now that's on, nice and hydrated. Now we're gonna move to foundation. All right, so next we're gonna go in with foundation, and I cannot believe this. My skin has gotten so much more tan because I've been walking a lot. I don't know, I've been trying to get my 10,000 steps in at least 5 days a week. And I'm currently living in Florida and the sun is hot, but I love it. I'm not even gonna complain. So this foundation here is makep from NARS. So just gonna apply it like this. Yeah, so basically I'm applying it to the perimeters of my face, because it's these areas that are really dark and the center of my face is lighter. So yeah, you're allowed to do that. You can use different colors when building up your foundation. And because I want full coverage, va-va-voom, I'm going in with my Mario F4 brush and just blending it out like this. I'm just gonna pat. And for the areas where it seems like the brush is getting too big, just switch to the smaller side. And you just pat into blend. Because as I said, Kim Kardashian, even though her makeup is really flawless, like, oh, it's like the foundation is on, okay? The foundation is definitely on. So as you can see, I'm avoiding my under eye region because there's no reason why this dark thing needs to go by my under eye, okay? I'm just mainly getting it on my forehead because I noticed Kim Kardashian likes a nice flawless forehead. She doesn't really do too much on her forehead, but there is foundation all over her forehead as well as bronzer. So it's foundation, a little bit of concealer and bronzer. So, and because my forehead is always darker, that's why this dark tone is going to work really nicely. Okay? So I'm using this dark color to match back with my skin. Alright, so once you make sure that your foundation is blended in nicely, we can move on to the next step. And for me, I'm going to be doing concealer now because every once in a while I have to switch up the routine, you know, the vibes. And for concealer for this look, I'm going to be using 2 shades of concealer. So I'm going to be using shade number 5 and then I'm going to brighten with a concealer after, okay? So this is how I'm going to apply it. Look. So we're just gonna get a bit right here on the actual cheekbone, starting from the ear come down. That's how you know where to place it. So you should be feeling it on the bone, not the highest point of the cheekbone, you know, but on the bone. Okay. Yeah, so basically to blend, you just pat on top of the bronzer. Just blend back this bronzer into the hairline. Okay. Yeah, so basically Kim Kardashian doesn't actually have on too much bronzer in this makeup look. It's made the brightening of her under eyes is really what's taking the cake. So we're gonna make sure that we do a nice bright under eye to make it look more like Kim Kardashian's as well. Alright, so now that we have that blended, oh, let's blend out the nose. So to blend out the nose, I'm just gonna grab the Morphe eye packer brush, M303, and we're just gonna go back and forth on the bronzer lines. And actually, I'm gonna bring it up to the front of the brow as well, because that's how I see her makeup is as well. They kind of brought the bronzer from the eyebrow all the way down to the tip of the nose. Okay. Yeah, so if you put too much highlight on your nose, it's gonna start shifting. So try not to put too much highlight on your nose when you do this. And don't worry if it shifts. This is something that always happens. We just clean it up after. So now we have that. We're just gonna grab a little brush, because now we're gonna blend out. We're gonna take another eye packer brush from any brand really. And you just wanna pat on top of the nose bridge. And I'm just bringing the line all the way in between the eyebrows. Yeah. Right, and as I said, don't worry too much if it's starting to come out looking, what's the word? I don't even have the word for you. If it's starting to spread, yeah, if it's starting to spread, I'm getting a bit distracted. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's kind of late. And I'm more of a morning person than a night person. I think my brain is kind of like checking out. But wake up, brain, because we're going to get this done. And it's going to be nice. Yeah. Alright, so then we have that. So this is the part where I tell you that sometimes you're going to have to go back over your nose contour line and just kind of sharpen it. Yeah. And basically these lines should be on the nose bridge close to the center of the nose. So basically what we're trying to do here is to create an illusion of straightness, I guess. So if you're gonna do that now, if your nose is going like this, we're not gonna follow the natural lines of the nose. We kind of want to keep the contour lines in a straight line. That way we create the illusion of straightness, you know what I mean? So I'm just creating a little button. So I'm just creating a little line here by the button part. So create like a little circle like this, you see? Yeah, break up the line a bit, even though her highlight seems to go straight down the nose, which I love. All right, see? Nose not looking too bad anymore. All right, cool. So now that we have that, we can move on. So today I think I'm gonna blend using my sponge. Yeah. And I'm gonna pat to blend the concealer on the chin first. Then I'm gonna go above the mouth. And I'm just patting on top of the concealer. So here's the thing. My sponge is damp, so basically I run it under water until it's completely soaked on inside. Then I squeeze out all of the excess water. All of the water, I squeeze it out, then I use it. That's how you get the perfect texture of the sponge. So now that I've moved from the sides of the nose, I'm going by the edge of the concealer lines under the eye. You see the edge here? Then I'm gonna go to the edge here. Always blend out the edges first, especially for under your eyes. Then I'm gonna go to the edge by the end of the eye. Yeah, I think I'm hungry. Yeah, that's what it is. Go to the other side. So, you know, today I was thinking about something and I was just like, you know what? Sometimes, like, I don't know about you, but sometimes I try to do things like I overthink the process, like, because I want something to be really good, you know, like I want to do a really good job of something. So if I feel like I'm not going to do a really good job of something, then I just don't bother. And I feel like that's like something that sometimes holds me back, because I'm like, just do it, you know what I mean? So that's something I was thinking about today, like it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be perfect, you just need to start. And when I think about like all my achievements in life, that's really how it happened. Like it was just one of those things where I was just like, you know what, you're just gonna have to do this. And I just did it. I didn't really know what I was doing. I just tried my best. Was it like easy? No. Did it bring me anxiety? Yes. But I just got it done. And yeah, I kind of caught myself in a funk, like just overthinking everything and just like trying for perfection. It's just like, who cares? Like at the end of the day, who will live in to please? Like it's not even that serious. Like you have to live your life for yourself, and you have to try. Like, how you gonna even get better? Like, just start. You're just wasting time trying to get perfection, you know? That's something I was thinking about today. So I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I guess if that message is for you, I guess you really came to the right video today. So basically, stop trying to overthink things. Stop trying to make things perfect. Like, there's no perfect time. Just start now and start. And no matter how it comes out, it's okay. Even if you do like a bad job or whatever, it's okay. Just try again next time, you know what I mean? Just keep going. You'll get better as you go along. And that don't have to necessarily do with makeup. That's like anything. Could be a new path, a new career path, you trying out something new that you always wanted to try. Just anything really. All right, so for blush, I'm going in with the K Beauty liquid blush. I love this. This is in the shade Berry Passion Fruit, and I'm just gonna get it right here on the highest point of my cheekbone to the sides, because that's how it seems like her makeup artist, that's where it seems like he put it. He or she, I don't know who did her makeup. It looked like Makeup by Mara did it though. It's looking very Makeup by Mara. Yeah. Right, so now that we have that, I'm just gonna go right in and blend it out. So I'm gonna be using the fluffy side of the brush for this. And you just basically pat on top of it. Look at that, so pretty, right? Yeah, so basically you're blending that on the highest point of the cheekbone. It's okay if it kind of gets close to the eyes a bit. Even though I realize her blush, it's beside the eyeshadow right here, but it's not too much under her eyes. So we're not going to really bring it in too much under the eyes because based on what we're seeing here. Yeah, so that's enough blush for me. Now we're going to go in with my Brights concealer. And this one is shade number 1. K Beauty Skin Essential Concealer. So I'm just going to put some by the front of the eye, okay? And that should be enough so that when we blend it out, it just brightens up the whole under eye region. Alright, so we're just going to go right in and blend it out. Blending out the edge first. And as you guys can see, if you're not big on blending with sponges, the key is to know how to gauge your sponge. So basically, it's like sometimes you have to squeeze your sponge to make it smaller, depending on what you're trying to blend. So like I'm just blending out the edge region, so I'm just squeezing the sponge to make it smaller, to make the area smaller. And then while I'm blending it, I'm like bouncing it like a basketball, like extending it out. Because what I'm doing now is whatever product is on the sponge is like I'm distributing it in the area, you see? So I'm like pulling it out a bit. And you know what, guys? It doesn't look like Kim Kardashian. It doesn't look like she baked in this makeup. I don't know why, but I just have a feeling like they didn't bake. Also, Kim Kardashian is she's going up there in age, and there's nothing wrong with that. She's not even that old. She's only 40, so she's not even really old, to be honest. But like now, you know, like as people get older, they complain about baking. Like when you get older, you start to get like fine lines, which is natural, it's normal. And the fine lines now, they become enhanced when the area is too dry under the eyes. So as you get older, you probably want to bake less, you know what I mean? So to not enhance the fine lines as much, yeah. So I'm going to be showing you the technique for that today. Because a lot of people complain like, oh, like I don't like to bake, da 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 da. If you don't like to bake, I got you. So I don't know, I just feel like I want to add one more layer of this. I don't know why I just feel like that. I wonder if I should use a brush this time because I really want that brightness. Yeah. So to blend it out, I'm going to be using this brush. This is the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy brush. I'm going to tell you, this is the best brush to blend out your concealer. It is amazing because the shape of it is just perfect for the under eye region. And the bristles are dense enough so that it gives you a nice flawless blend. And it's literally like really big enough for any like foolproof. Because look at this. Look at that. It was so easy to blend it out. So easy. So if you're looking for a really good concealer brush, yeah, to blend it out, to blend out your concealer, this would be it for me. Look. So how's that looking now, guys? Is this bright enough? Because I can't really see the viewfinder from here. Is that what you call it, viewfinder? The screen? It's like really far from me, so I can't really see if this is like bright enough on camera. I'm hoping it is though. Alright, so here's the last thing now. You see, after you blend out with your brush and you look at your makeup and you feel like maybe it's not blended so flawlessly, you just go back in with your sponge and just pat it. This is going to ensure that you have a very flawless blend, and it's going to make sure that you don't have any creases under your eyes. That's going to create all that creasing that y'all be always complaining about, okay? Yeah. So I added so much concealer that my liquid blush wore off. So I added a bit more. So don't be afraid to go back in and add more product if you need to. This is really realistic. Like this is really how makeup artists do makeup. They go back and add product. Alright, so now it's time to set our under eye, and before we set anything we just want to make sure to pat. Alright, so now we're going to set the under eye, and before we can set we just want to make sure that we don't have any creases by the under eye region, so you just want to go back in with your sponge, your brush, and just pat the under eye really well and make sure that you don't have any like unblended regions. Right on the eyes. Okay, now the next thing you want to do is go in and spray some Charlotte Tilbury airbrush spray. I'm gonna get that all over the face, because what this is going to do is going to give your makeup a really natural, beautiful texture, and this is going to help that when you set your under eye it doesn't come out looking too dry either. So I'm just going to dry it down a bit before I move forward. Right, so now that it dries down a bit, you want to go ahead and grab your powder puff. But here's the thing, I'm not just gonna go in right ahead and set with the powder puff. No, that's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna first get some powder on the powder puff. We're gonna work it into the sponge, into the powder puff like this. Then when you're done, you're gonna get some spray on it. Alright, this is going to help to hydrate the powder so that it doesn't come out looking too dry by your under eyes. Now we can go in and set, so watch me. Do you see how velvety that looks? Okay? So this is what you do if you really struggle with creasing, fine line under eyes, or it keeps coming out looking too dry. That looks so good. Look at that. That's even nicer. I'm going to go ahead and do more on this side. This is like the most beautiful velvety finish I've ever seen for my under eye. See, so you still get that flawlessness, just minus the cake and minus the part where you accentuate all your fine lines, okay? Alright, so now I'm just going to go ahead and set the rest of my face. So I'm just going to go using the same powder. By the way, this is Huda Beauty Pound Cake. Just going to get some of that, rub it around in the center of your hand, and then get some around the mouth. Now for the forehead, I'm just going to set it a tad bit. So I'm just going to get a little bit of powder on a more fluffy brush. Like this is more dome shape, right? And you're just going to pat the center of the forehead. So you don't want to matte it down as much, but we definitely want it to be matte down, but the powder puff is just going to make it look too dry. So it's better to use a brush, okay? Now I'm just getting any excess powder. Ooh. On top of my bronzer region, just whatever is left over on the brush. There is a little shadow, but I don't really know to get rid of that shadow right now. Okay, it's fine. Alright, so we use whatever is left over on the brush and pat it on the forehead, over the bronzer regions, because this is going to help to make sure that when we set our bronzer, there's no blotchiness. Also, you want to get whatever excess all over the nose, very important, so that when you're setting your bronzer region, it doesn't come out looking blotchy as well, okay? Alright, so now we're going to go in with my fave, everybody's fave. Hurry and get yours now because they're soon to be sold out. This is the Keo Beauty Artist Essential Powder Palette, and I'm just going to use this to set the bronzer region of my face and also my nose, okay? So watch and see how we do this. Okay. I'm going to mix these two colors together. Now look at that warmth and pigmentation. Like, is that not literally breathtaking? Like, it's so beautiful. To the next side. And what I love about this product is that it's buildable. It doesn't go on like a big blotch of brown, you know what I mean? It goes on a little by little and you can just build it up how you want it. And it has all these different shades, so you can use them according to your skin tone or whatever you want to use them for. Okay? They're multi-use powders. Sometimes I use them as eyeshadow, sometimes I use them to deepen my contour. Sometimes I use them to set the entire face. Some people use it to tint their lace. I don't know what be going on. People be using it to do a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, now this is for the nose contour now, look. Literally snatch, because one thing Kim Kardashian does, she be contouring her nose and her nose is already super slim. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so I noticed that Kim Kardashian's bronzer, it was just very warm. It wasn't too dark or anything. It just basically warmed up her face without giving too much darkness. So that's what I did on my face as well, so that it could look like hers. Okay, and that's that. What we think, how we looking? Okay, beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. All right, so the next thing I noticed is that it seems that she has some, like a nude in her waterline. So thank God I just bought this the other day. This is from NYX. It's called Vivid Rich Mechanical Liner in Quartz Queen. So I'm just gonna put a little tubes of this in my waterline. I don't want too much because I don't really love when it looks too white in there. So try not to use white, please. It's more like a nudie color. Ooh, that tickles so much. Okay, so now the next thing I notice is that she has brown under her eye. So she blended out, she like smoked out her brown here. So I'm using the dark brown that we had used up here to do that, okay? And I'm putting a piece of napkin so that the eyeshadow don't drop everywhere. And this is the brush I'm using. They call this like an eye smudger or an eye pencil brush. And then here's the thing, you see at the end, like here, I'm just gonna bring it up high, like this. Yeah. All right, so underneath that color, I'm just gonna go in with the first transition color, just to soften it out a bit for me. Yeah. Yeah, so I can't find my brown eyeliner, so I'm just using this brown lip pencil, but it'll be fine. So I'm putting it very close to the white. Oh, that looks so much better. Yeah, that looks so much better. So much better. All right, now for the lips, I'm just gonna take the same powder puff. I wiped off my lip, obviously, and then take the powder puff and whatever left over on it, just get it on the lip. This is gonna help the product to stick better. And I'm gonna be going in with the NYX. Oh, this thing is dirty. Hold on. This thing about to mess with the whole hand. This one is called Total Baller. Okay, so let's see if we can get this lip like hers. Okay, so this is pretty, but it's a bit too light for my skin tone. So I'm going in with the MAC Chestnut, and I'm just gonna go over that line, okay? Once I have that, I'm just gonna go on the inside with the lighter color again. Alright, so now I found a pinky gloss. So I'm gonna be using the Care Beauty Sexy Lip Kit. This is a set of 3 nudie lip glosses. It's like melted lipstick. And this one is called Party with Barbie. So pretty, because Kim K definitely has a pinky, in a soft pink on the inside. Alright, so now I'm going in with the Care Beauty Bar Blush Palette. Love it. This is what we need right now, and I'm just going to be using this little liquid highlighter brush. Should I use this for this? Let me stick to the Eve Lano. I'm just gonna mix some of the pink in with Snatched Honey to deepen the pink a bit. As I told y'all, if you get this palette and you want to deepen the pink, just mix any color you want to make darker, just mix it with this color, Snatched Honey. This color here, yeah, so mix this color here with any of the other colors to darken it. It's simple. So you have to customize things to our liking, guys. And we're just keeping the blush here and here, because that's how she has hers. Now I'm just gonna really go crazy with the blush, because I know that's what y'all love to see. And sometimes the blush be looking great in real life, but it don't look as like, it look good on video, you know, but it look way better in real life. Like, I wish y'all could see this in real life. I haven't looked up in so long. I'm sorry, guys. All right, so now we have to blend that into our bronzer, because we need a nice transition, right? And this is what makes the blush look really good, when you transition the blush into the bronzer. Very important. You need that transition. Otherwise, the blush is just going to look too much and kind of weird. See? Pretty. Alright, so now we're going to go in with the Care Beauty Highlighter Palette. Ooh, so pretty. My favorite. Favorite. Favorito. Is that how you say it in Spanish? Okay, look. So I'm just gonna take this pink color, because y'all know I love this one. It's called Champagne Aurora, and I'm gonna get to my nose. Get some by the front of the eye, because she definitely has that. All right, now I spray with Charlotte Tilbury spray on my forehead mainly, and on the sides of my face. Because when I saw her from the side, yeah, the forehead and the sides were giving glow. Now we just want to dry it. Yeah. And the next thing I want to do is go back in with this Charlotte Tilbury powder, because y'all know that's my step, okay? And because we didn't even bake so we definitely want that extra flawlessness. I'm just going to go underneath the eyes and our nose and pat this powder. This is shade... Hear me, this is 2 medium. And this is the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. You get it under the eyes, around the nose, above the mouth. And guess what I'm gonna go in and do next? Y'all know every time I go in and add powder, I'm gonna go back in and add more blush, because that's how you do it. You have to go back in and add blush, because you can't afford for anything to make the blush look worn out, you know what I mean? So before I go with mascara, you guys know I'm going to go in with the Falls Lash Maximizer. This is a lash primer that's going to help my lashes to look longer. Then I'm going with my favorite mascara. This is the Smashbox Super Fanned Out mascara. Alright guys, so this is the final look. What do you guys think? Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and let me know what video requests you have next. See you soon. Love you. Bye. Mwah.